Sorry, good morning, good morning. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and you're welcome to the Daily News Review. Thank God it's Friday. So, yes, we're super excited to be with you this morning. All right, so I'm hoping that your day is starting up well. You woke up on the right side of your bed and you're feeling great to go ahead and achieve a lot this morning. So yes, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and don't think that Olufumi is not here. She's here, but you know what? Sometimes nature can just take its course. And immediately she wanted to say good morning, cough just came. So all right, Fumi, so it's good. I hope you're set to be better now.
So, yeah, as I was about to open my mouth, like you said, I just said I cough and I said, what's it with this? All my enemies. I feel like it's maybe Nigerian government that knows that I'm about to come for them this morning. That is because I'm ready for them this morning.
Good morning, Fumi. It's good to be with you today.
Yes, how are you after your really long day yesterday?
It was good. It was fruitful. It was good. Yeah. I was so happy I was able to see, throughout this week, I've not even entered the office. So I was glad to see Manuel. I was glad to see Aisha. Already came in with a good morning. I came in with that burst of energy. And when the Manuel called, I was like, Fumi, call me. We need to see on Monday. If not, we're getting to like about 2-3 weeks now. We've not even seen ourselves personally. But that's the good thing about technology. Work is going on. Yeah, so it's not like we have to see ourselves, and that's why everybody has to embrace it. Tech is like the new oil right now. You need to embrace it.
If COVID did not teach us anything, at least it taught us that look, you have to embrace tech. Like your life depends on it, because you're going to be doing businesses with people across the globe, and you don't want to say, oh, because I have to travel to America. I mean, it's good to travel, yes, but that shouldn't be an excuse to not do the things that you're supposed to do. Yeah, but it's a bright morning. It's a beautiful day. Today, thank God it's Friday. Today is the last working day of the month of January. Rose, how was January for you?
I didn't even remember that. Yeah. January for me was, it is, today is the last working day. Okay, January is ending tomorrow. So January 2026 has been good, quite stressful, challenging, tasking, like mind tasking, because I have to think of a lot of things. How I want to make this year do for me. What I want to do differently this year. So it comes with a little bit of, it came with a little bit of pressure, a little bit of, what are you going to do? How are you going to achieve it this year? And all of that. Plus, I had to work. So, some people will like take this month and really just want to sit back, reflect, and just want to go about, finding how to finish up this year. But our own, right from the 5th of January,
we've been working around the clock.
We've just been working around the clock, and plus you have to still, consider taking plans, or rather, taking down plans and writing, cancelling, and doing all of that. So it's a lot of brain work. But hey, January has been good, and I think it was fast too. So yeah, because
January was very, really fast. But even as Women Radio on the Daily News Review, January came with our name change for sure. Yeah. It's been interesting. And then our analysts also came ready in the month of January as well. They were very, very... you missed Tumbo yesterday. My God.
I was kind of hearing her from the background when I entered the office, the speakers in the office. So I was hearing that Tumbo came back with fire.
He came back with fire. And I mean, we're going to continue the conversation we started yesterday, especially with regards to the protest and some other Nigerian things that have been stressing us. But I mean, for me, I know what Jumps was sort of like doing it a different way, but the protest that happened on Wednesday, and as I guess today, and what is mind-boggling for me is you guys opened fire on them, you shot tear gas. I was saying to somebody yesterday, it's bad enough that there's tear gas, right, which is hazard, but then you opened fire, then they arrested them.
Yeah. It led to Aaron, because we discussed it on her lens, and the only thing we got to discuss was the headlines, or rather the news we saw on social media on Wednesday night / Thursday morning. So we just discussed about the tear gas and the pushback from the security operatives who were around the protest vicinity. So I didn't even know that it escalated to that point.
Yeah, the two main leaders were arrested, and we'll get into that anyway. But let's start with the headlines this morning. This one was starting with the Punch newspaper. Federal government's 9 trillion naira domestic loan surge drains lifeline from businesses. Lagos couple stages self-kidnap, arrested with 10 million naira ransom. Let me give you gist. Remember, there's a particular thing we're talking about ransom, and we said how people are faking kidnaps. That's what this couple did. So the husband lives in America, wants to return to America. Let me put it that way. Wants to return to America, and they did not have money. They tried to raise the money. They were unable to get money from people that promised them money as normal now. So husband and wife, they are too big head, decided to stage an abduction. I'm not joking, an abduction. So they called family members to say, oh my God, we've been abducted. And normal now, family members, whether they borrowed, we don't know. When it comes to ransom, nobody say you get 10 million naira for house. You do crowdfunding, you call, you do everything, I'll pay you back. I kidnap my brother and sister. So they now said, oh, the place that they should drop the money is somewhere in Mushin, right? They go, and then I don't know if the operatives were just there normally, or if it was that the family members had said, oh, please go to that place and say we should drop the money. I'm not sure which it is. Basically, what the operative said was, what the report says is that the operative saw a woman walk into the building first. When they saw her walk into the building, they saw another man walk into the building. Next thing, they're coming back with bags. So the operatives stopped them and say, hey, stop there. What's in your bag? And then found the 10 million naira ransom inside the bags. That's what happened. And for me,
they are not wise people.
They're not wise people, and it's wickedness, because we want to return to America, but if you don't get, you don't get.
You don't get.
And go some other time. Do you know what? Everybody wants to hear, oh, I entered one chance. Oh, people are already scared. There's so much terror in their hearts, and then you now decide to do it to your family members. I want to see what the family group chat is like. I want to see, because not the only wife do now husband and wife. So anybody that wants to point blaming finger, sorry, your son and your daughter, they are bad people. That's what happened.
I don't know, but I think okay, I'm just looking at the bad side right now. I'm just kidding. Now for sit plan this to say my wife won't do to say my wife won't do well, for organize on herself, do well. But what's with you told them to go to this particular building. So, I mean, anyway, that's just by design. But this is really wicked. To put your family members in this kind of sports where you know that Nigerian economy is not smiling on anyone, and I mean, both of you decide. You now sit down, talk, say, okay, well, now won't go back America. What's it concern that family member concern your own worker? So why? And that's the thing. Right now, a lot of the kidnappings that we're seeing, a lot of the the ills that we're seeing happening in our society. Sometimes you don't even know which one is real or which one is people just being wicked to one another. Now, we're dealing with the fact that there are bandits. We're dealing with the fact that there are terrorists who are terrorizing us daily, who are now allowing our villages to rest, who are now allowing people to worship in peace, who are now allowing people to go about their daily business. Now, that is bad enough. Now, come and add that me and you and my brother and sister and mother and father are staying in the same house. Then me, I will not decide to go and kidnap myself or go and connive with somebody to come and kidnap me or kidnap one so that we can share the money. Come on now. Can we come together and face one common enemy and not have ourselves as enemies of ourselves? We have a bigger enemy to fight, and then we are now doing cat race with our own family members up and down. So now, God forbid, if one of them then gets kidnapped through Trunko, every family member go say you're highly on your own because you don't do it before. So it's a consign. You get.
It's too much.
It's too much. It's that's wickedness. That's wickedness. That's definitely wickedness. But I mean, you know what they say? Person we want thief your team. It's sabi you and it's sabi you. It's sabi you pass. It's no. That's not that. I'm trying to say that somebody that wants something from you knows you better than others. So what I'm trying to, I don't know if I'm getting it right. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to steal something from somebody, it's better you know the person, like you know how the person. Oh, there's how this thing is playing in my head that I'm not saying it right, and it's annoying me. It's annoying, it's frustrating me. So what I'm trying to say is that, okay, if I want something from you, I will go all out to make sure that I know how to take that thing from you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to, it's like you want to, okay, now that you have kidnapped yourself, why didn't you really wait and learn this kidnapping thing well and do it? Why are you now saying, is that what they used to do? Go and jump the ransom. So if that is the case, then why haven't our security operatives been able to nab all of these kidnappings? Because I mean, you people just do a very shabby work there. Probably we should have, but I'm just saying, because if you watch a lot of American movies, you probably understand where I'm coming from. So I have to say, but that's just on a lighter note though. But this is wickedness. It's just pure wickedness, yeah. And thank God that they were caught. At least the people will contribute the 10 million naira ransom. After they pay the police finish, the remaining, at least they go share and make it give them some kind of relief. And to maybe return the body from where they go borrow. Because 10M is not small money. All right, moving on to the Guardian. Senate sets up committee for Electoral Act amendment. Yes, we're beginning to hear all of these things coming up because 2027 is just, by the door. And very soon now to start knocking. So, I mean, elections, you start seeing a lot of campaigns and you start seeing a lot of effort from INEC, trying to see that everything goes well. All right, another one of the Guardian says customs intercept 3,461 parcels of cannabis in Ogun. Oh, my dear Ogun. Ogun Alpha.
Was it not yesterday we read something similar as well? Yeah, we did. We read something similar as well in Ogun yesterday, 2 days ago, not yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, yeah. Anyway, it is well. This day newspaper, we have how Kwankwaso's unrealistic demands crumbled APC courtship. And you know why this is so funny? Because Kwankwaso remember we had talked about how he was courting ADC at some point, and then next thing we said that he was courting APC. And then so he's like, you know what, I'm not even doing it or something. But not his running mate, the governor of Kano State then leaves NNPP, which he is the leader of, and goes to APC. So I realized that he was upset. So he's been beefing Governor Yusuf of Kano State. He's been beefing him so bad, but then we now see that he actually demanded for certain things from APC. I think I did read this. I think he was asking for 25% of state something. So I think it's one of the headlines that we're going to tackle this morning. So yeah, he was demanding for certain things, and APC is like, I don't understand from where to where. It's not because we're trying to help each other. I say you want to collect what. It was just so funny. Yeah.
Is this one APC we say Azal now? Azal.
No, exactly. Like we need you, but we don't need you that bad.
Yeah. No, the next one on this day.
And this day, I thought that was in this day as well. House urges Tinubu to direct CDS to flush out bandits in Gombe. I'm tired of seeing this kind of headline because you don't know what to do. They say House urges Tinubu. Tinubu himself came out in December to say, I'm giving an order, wanting. The point is you can give an order. Are you saying it outside so that we can hear? Or are you actually saying it outside and inside? Privately and publicly? In the sense that when you say, I'm giving this order to flush out the bandits, behind the scenes, what are you doing? Are the business really, really moving? Or you're just saying it because you think that that's what Nigerians are going to hear? Number two, which might be even the most important, you people are negotiating with terrorists. Let's call it spade a spade. Because every abductee who has come out of the camp of these abductors has come out not because the armed forces entered to bring them out, but because money, let's say the truth, money exchanged. And that's the reason why these bandits, we keep on saying it here, have the temerity, the audacity, the guts, what's another synonym for
Just go ahead.
courage? To be able to say, do you know what, we will keep on abducting because we know that people are going to give us money. And dare I say that when people say that, or when people ask the question, when people say that the government knows the true
Where they
sponsors
are.
of
Yeah.
bandits, are they correct to say so? I'm asking this question. Are they correct to say so? Because everyone was saying, Fumi did not say, Fumi is asking that when Nigerians are saying, oh, the government is in cahoots with the sponsors or even with the bandits themselves, are they out of place to say so?
Good
That's
question. Yeah.
that's a question that we all have to ask ourselves, because all these House is urging Tinubu to direct. Okay, did Tinubu not direct the CDS, the Chief of Defence Staff, last year to do the same thing? Right now, what we just see, oh, Kilika, they are abducted, and we see it as normal headline. Please, I beg.
All right, it's about 14 minutes to 8 right here on your woman radio WFM 91.7. This is a daily news review. This is where we get to talk about different headlines. We give you what the headlines or what the dailies are reporting, and then we get to look at some headlines. So today, Friday, unfortunately, our analyst for today, Tone, is unavoidably absent. Adigbogbo is unavoidably absent today, so we're just going to carry on with you, of course. So do want to be a part of it. Let us hear your thoughts on any of these headlines, or maybe anyone that we didn't even capture at all. So you can be a part of it. Send us WhatsApp messages to 070-317-56537 or 08155917917. And then feel free to call in or the number 07000-917-917 or 09155917917. Those are numbers this morning to get in touch with us on the Daily News Review. My name is Rose, and of course I've got Olufemi J with me this morning. So feel free to be a part of it this morning. Let's go through the headlines, analyze it, and talk about as they do us for body and how our head they interpret it. Make we take no, but we just need you all to be civil with your comments, and that's it. Okay, so let's head on to Daily Trusts. On Daily Trust, Constitution Amendments, Obasani canvasses reserved seat for women. This is good. This is good. So yesterday I saw a video of Obasani going to Southern Kaduna to do some sort of rally. And, my husband and I were watching that video. I'm like, oh, okay, in so many years, it's like the first of it, because the former governor, what's his name, Erufai, he, when I say he avoided the southern part of Kaduna, because the southern part of Kaduna, is predominantly Christian community, though we have the Muslims. So you know how Kaduna is sort of divided, not like divided as per religion or so, but if you move from one area to another, you will find one religion more dominant than the other. So that's how Kaduna is, since the crisis and all of that. So you go one community, you'll see that, oh, Christians are more dominant here. You move to another society, Muslims are more dominant. You move to another. So that's how Kaduna is. Now, the southern part of Kaduna is much more, has a lot of Christians there. And so, and that's where you have lots of the kidnappings, lots of the, banditry, terrorism, things, just going on around there. Although it happens in the northern parts of Kaduna, but not as much as the southern part of Kaduna. So you hear a lot of places like Kajuru, in the news. Kajuru is part of southern Kaduna. You hear Kagoma is part of southern Kaduna. You hear, so most of the places you get to hear are places from southern Kaduna. So while Erufai was there, these are places that he hardly visits. You could hear that, so number of people were kidnapped, terrorists invaded this community in southern Kaduna. This. You would never hear that Erufai picked himself and went to those places. So it was more like he was silent about it, and if they raise their voices or probably tend to speak out or retaliate, then they'll have a pushback. So it was, moving in that sort of direction, at least for the time that I was there till I left. Now, Obasani has actually, yesterday we saw a video when he went to that place. In fact, the place where they kidnapped 177 people, the one we're reading of
Yeah, yeah.
recent.
Yeah,
Yes, in Kaduna. That is, southern part of Kaduna. And I tell you what, Ubasani went there to visit. He was there to visit them. Okay, and then of just yesterday we saw a video when he went to those. It's not like they're not Muslims, there are definitely Muslims there, but they're not as much as the Christians that are there. So
right.
Basami went there and they had some sort of rally and people were chanting and calling his name. So this is one governor that I see that he's bringing people together, because then in Kaduna too you will see that if you look at Kaduna, and how Kaduna has grown, you see much more development happening in the northern part of Kaduna than the southern part of Kaduna. Okay. So that was Erufai's, thing going on. Yeah, that was so you will see good roads, you see this, you see that, a lot of infrastructure going on. But when you enter the part of southern Kaduna and you're going deeper into southern Kaduna, you just look at it like, how we're crying Ogun State here. It's like it's only a big that is happening. Yeah, the rest of us. So that's how Kaduna was. But now we're beginning to see better things coming up, from that side, and we're beginning to feel among. So it's not a new thing if I see Ubasani conversing for a reserved seat bill for women, because he's been an open governor, and I think in the last VAR conference we had, I think he was one of the governors that I think came up when it comes to supporting women. Although Erufai too, did his bid then, because even Erufai had a woman as his deputy governor. So and that continued up to this point. So and I know that we have some women who have become local government chairman, in Kaduna. We have women who have taken up leadership roles, deputy director of one MDA or one, agency that belongs to the government. So you have a lot of that going on. So it's not a new thing for me. All I'm just trying to say is that Obasani is one governor that we've seen that he's open-minded and is willing to take decisions, do things that will benefit the people of Kaduna State. I'm not saying that he doesn't have his bad side, or he has his bad side, but I'm saying that at least things are working in Kaduna to some extent compared to before, compared to the previous, government. So yeah, saying this for me, I'm just saying all of this for context and to say that it's not news, or rather I will not say it's surprising to me, because he's one government I've seen that is open at least to a lot of such issues. So this is definitely good, and we hope that we have more government officials, more governors, more government officials, let me just leave it at that, come together to push for this. Okay, nobody wants to take your seat from you. Nobody wants to come and struggle seats. That's why we're saying that just give us this reserved seats and let us go and find how we want to feel it, as women, so that we don't have to come and we're pushing for sit with you or competing seat with you. Not like we can't do it, but we know that at the end of the day, all of the things, or all of the rigorous process of getting there, is rigorous, but we know that it's not really favorable to women. So it is rigorous. We could go through it, but it's not like it's favorable to women, because we could go through it, and then at the end of it we'll come and say, I beg, auntie, stay one place first, just wait. So we know that it's not favorable for, on political arena, we're talking about God for that reason, which is not also favorable to women. If we had maybe because Adeton, who came on the show, was saying something, in the lines of, who will wake up one day and just say, I want to pick Fumi to be the next governor and sponsor her and do all of that. But you see a lot of, I want, for instance, I want to pick Ubasani to be the governor. And since I have all the resources, I have all it takes to push Ubasani to become the governor, I will do so. And since I have been in government before, so I'm just in the background right now, I know all the intrigues that I could use. I know all of the ways I could I could play this politics out to make sure that Upasani becomes governor. That's good. That's being a godfather. Yeah. That's so. How many of these people have? How many of these kinds of people who are probably kingmakers who would wake up one day and just say, let's pick a woman to become the governor of the state, or let's pick a woman to become the president of Nigeria. Do you understand? So if we have, and the editor also said, okay, can we have maybe godmothers too who could actually do this, because we have women who are actually who have the resources to push other women to power. But then again, and we see, so when we talk about godfatherism, it's still not favorable to women. When we talk about, all of the campaigns, all of the, even as bringing it down to buying nomination form, was it not here we talked about Ebony, is it Ebony State that we're selling nomination form for chairman?
Yeah.
30 million naira. Yeah. How do not take Richard? Do you get? So I mean, it could be a rigorous road, which at the end of the day might not be favorable to women. So now we're not saying that, okay, this reserved seat to how far? No gonna leave them for us. Just give it to us so that we know that, okay, these are the seats that women are to fill. To increase the number of women in the Senate, to increase the number of women in the House of Reps, to increase the number of women at least, different. I think we're hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, we can't seem to hear you.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to call us back. Let's get to hear from you. Today is more like an us and you show. So please, do want to call in with the number 07000 to hear from you with the number 09155 917 917. And please do well to send us WhatsApp messages on 07031756537. It's 3 minutes to 8 right here on Women Radio, and this is a daily news review. My name is Rose, and I have Elifumi with me this morning. So, okay. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What name are you calling from?
Yes, this is G. Calling from Mowe.
Jay from Mowe. All right, go ahead, Jay. You're welcome.
Yes, I want to comment on the Kaduna kidnapping.
Okay.
Because I have a friend that stays in southern Kaduna.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my colleague. And this man told me that kidnapping is going on in Kaduna, but it was not being reported. According to me, he said his colleague was kidnapped. His colleague was kidnapped in Kaduna, but it was not reported. This one only came out on the media because more than 100 people were kidnapped. He said kidnapping has been going on, but the media are not reporting it. So we are just confused in this country. What's happening? And I also want to comment on your governor candidate that said that he wants to introduce Sharia law in your state. What's the way forward? We are trying to replicate Sharia law now, just bringing Sharia law in your state. Please, we need to talk about this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jay, all the way from your call this morning. Sounds like a new caller. I'm not sure I've heard Jay's voice before.
No,
Well, hey, yes, we appreciate your calls, and it's certainly your genuine concern. Yes, of course, what's being reported in the media air is not 1/4 of what is happening in a lot of places and on a lot of issues. Trust me. And sometimes I think it's even maybe preferable that way, because imagine that the true nature of things are brought to you as it is. You yourself, will you be able to sleep with two eyes closed? Will you be able to sleep, and will you be able to go to bed without so many thoughts in your head? Wouldn't you be afraid? Wouldn't you even be afraid to send your children out of your house? So, yes, the media is not reporting all of this, but then again, the media has to be careful not to instill fear in the minds of people. So that's one aspect of it that we need to look at, right? Because even though I get to see all of this news every day, imagine how it affects us psychologically. So yes, we have that responsibility to make sure that the society is good. We have that, but at the same time, we're also trying to tell you that hey, these things are happening. They're still happening. Okay, so yes, a lot of things that go on, it's not like you get to read. And that's why sometimes when we talk, we tell you that these things that are being reported or these things that we talk about, these are the ones that we get to report. There are lots of them that go on unreported. So yeah, it just goes on that way. But hey, we hope that Nigeria gets better and we get to be good. Philo, have you not met people who tell you that I don't even like listening to the news? I don't even like listening.
That was me.
I don't even like watching TV.
That was me. I remember that was me because when you, even right now, I remember Tom was asking me, did I say that to you? I'm not even sure I told you. Tom was asking me that, that she was saying to Abigail that how can we get a mental health specialist for us in the company, especially us that do news and stuff like that. And I said, nah, you are very, very correct. Because there are some mornings, and I know that happens to us on the show as well. Sometimes we can just feel that heaviness depending on how bad the news is. Some were desensitized against because we're just like, well, what's man go do? But some just take us very, very aback. And I remember that I used to really, really love the news back in the day, and then I stopped because I felt like back then nobody was really saying mental health then. I just felt like I needed my mind to be okay. But later on, I now started again. I remember that was one of the questions that Toe had asked me when I came to my interview, and I was like, oh. I thought that at that point, I think I was already getting back into the news, and I said, look, whether we like it or not, we have to read the news and figure out what's going on. You can't go about saying, because of how bad the news is every day, I'm not going to get involved in knowing what is going on in the country. That's not really an excuse, because for instance, the tax law that came, that's most likely why a lot of people didn't know about the tax law, because anything that concerns Nigeria and the problem, and no one know. But we cannot. I think what's important is when you read it, take out time to just be like, okay, I know one. But to your point, is that not the reason why Khan and the police are fighting in Kaduna?
Yeah.
Because the Khan said, look, 177 people got abducted. Police say no, it's a lie. Then Khan releases the names of the worshippers and they say, oh, actually. Same thing with the choir state. We saw women get beaten, right, for protesting, and then police came this week to say that the video was manipulated. The same thing happened in that same choir state when the church worshippers were that the bandits entered the church and kidnapped some people and killed some people. Some people said, some government officials, some government spokespeople said that it was doctored. So, I mean, as journalists, and for us, it's painful because we are also journalists. And one of the things that we pride ourselves on at Women Radio is that we make sure that the news we're bringing is accurate. So it's painful when we now see our counterparts not doing, like, observing the tenets and the ethics of journalism. Is really sad, because we're the ones who determine what the masses consume, and really direct. We are also the ones that sort of like direct the trajectory of what news and what news and what news. I don't know. It's just sad because, like Jay has said, we don't even know half of what is going on.
Yeah.
We don't even